So you've come up with some goals, but you don't have a strategy for how to reach them. And that is what this video is going to be all about, outlining a detailed strategy for how to reach your goals. So it's time for part 2 in this 3-week series for how to set awesome goals for 2017 and how to reach them. So last week we had a goal setting workshop for each weekday, and we went through 8 key areas and found one key goal in each of these areas. Now it's time to actually create a massive action plan for how we're gonna reach those goals. So if you haven't watched that video, make sure to go back and do that. Or if you're just eager to get started on this massive action plan, make sure to have one goal that you want to pursue this year, and we'll get to it straight away. So this video is going to outline a detailed strategy based on Brendan Burchard and Tony Robbins' work in goal setting. 2 pros in this goal setting area. So it's not me who personally has come up with this plan, but it is a bit of a mashup of the two, and I may have tweaked them a bit from my experience in how to go about this goal setting. But I think we really got something special here, and if you follow this guide, I can almost guarantee that you will reach those goals of yours. Spoiler alert, it's not going to be a long to-do list, because that's not what's going to get you to your goal. Now this is going to be a very hands-on practical video. I will first go through some theory, and then it's really boom, boom, boom. And as Tony Robbins always say, never leave the sight of a goal you just set without taking action on it. So by the end of this process, if you do this simultaneously, you will have started on your goals. Setting goals is the easy part. Create that plan and follow through on that plan. That's the hard part. But if we do the groundwork, if we set up a plan for how to reach them, it's perfectly possible to do it. So here goes. Let's start this process. I'm gonna go through the steps in detail, and it's happening right now. First off, we have a limited amount of time in our lives. Make sure you really look through what you have available. What kind of activities are you doing right now that just doesn't make sense, that doesn't align with your goals, where you want to go? Take those things out of your life. If you're reading magazines or watching series that just not give you the value that something else could give you, delete it from your life. You don't have time to waste on that kind of shit. That's the first step. Have a good look at your life and see how you can actually slim it. Remove the things that you don't need there. Have 8 goals, and now we just need to get some kind of strategy down. But don't worry, that is what we're gonna do here. But before you do that, I really want you to ask yourself one more time, one last time before throwing yourself into some goals. Why are you really pursuing these goals? Is it deeply rooted within you? Is it something you've always wanted to do? I mean, we have 1 year ahead of us. Don't you want to make this year just the most incredible year ever? Don't you want to look back in 60 years when you can say to yourself that you remember that year, the year that I really pursued my dreams, the year that really made all the difference? It really took me in a new path that changed my life forever. Don't you want to be able to say that? Flip it around. Imagine yourself sitting there, you're 8 years old, and you haven't gone after any of your dreams. You just kept doing what landed in front of your nose every day, being reactive, don't really going after what you really wanted. Is that really the life you want to look back at when you're 80 years old? I don't want to do that, and I don't think you want to do that either. So make sure to really make this the year that made all the difference. In the second step, I want you to look over the goals that you have defined. Before you invest all this time and energy in these goals, I just want you to be certain that this is the ones that you should go after. Visualize, dream. Can you see yourself in 1 year when you have achieved these goals? Will it make you feel just awesome, just great, that is what you want to do? If so, then go on. In the third step, I want you to have an overview look of your goals and rank them in order of importance. You will have to prioritize your time. You want to give that much attention to that goal, or you want to give that much attention. Make that clear for you. I want you to look over your goals and how you have defined them. You need to attach emotion to your goals. There's a difference in I want to lose 20 pounds and I want to lose 20 pounds and enjoy the process of doing so. That will make all the difference, because you can just torture yourself with eating nothing and go out jogging. It may be so that you hate jogging. It may be so that you love eating. So that year will become a living hell for you, because that's not the way that suits your context, your preferences. The thing is, you won't do that for a year because you won't enjoy the process. But if you instead define that, I want to find a way that makes me enjoy this journey and reach that same outcome. If you have that condition written down in your goal, it will make the focus totally different from just saying, I want to lose 20 pounds. So think about how you're phrasing your goals and make sure to find a way that really connects with you. Step 5, outlining a plan for how to reach the wanted outcome. We will now write down things, doings, strategies for how we can reach the outcome we want. And you can do that in many ways. You should write down things that relates to your context. Write down the things that you think would work for you. That's all you need to do. And then you have alternatives in how to reach that goal. But you're not going to do them all. That's what usual to-do list is all about. It's just tons of different check boxes of things you can do that you must do. But now when we have written this list, we can choose one strategy that we know, or at least think, will fit us the best. And it's not so easy to find this strategy. Maybe you need to read up some. Maybe the first goals are to actually do some research on how to lose weight in different ways. That is an initial strategy, researching. Now when you are outlining all the ways to reach that goal, I want you to think in terms of breaking down the main goal to sub-goals, progressive goals. You don't want to just have one big goal at the end of the year. That's boring. That will make you get sick of the waiting. It won't get you excited. You need to have progressive small goals that you could use as measuring points to see if you're actually moving towards that goal. Set up weekly goals, set up 30-day goals, set up 90-day goals. And think in terms of this when you outline this strategy, the different ways of reaching that outcome. Maybe there are smaller parts of the big goal. Maybe if you want to bench 120 kilos, the progressive goals will be to bench 90, 100, 110. Find the small goals that will incrementally take you towards that bigger goal. That's how you will keep yourself motivated and feel the little bit of progress you're making. That one moment when you are actually reaching that end goal, that is just something that's over very quickly. Maybe you will enjoy it for a couple of days tops, but then you will forget about it. So in the 6th step, we will pick one of these strategies that we have outlined. All the different ways that we have written down, we will choose one way for how to go about it. At least one way we will start with. Maybe it's not the one way or the only way that will take us towards that goal. As I've said, we will have small progressive goals. Maybe this first thing is only a 30-day time span where we will do this. But you have to choose one thing and focus in on that. If you see all the things you can do to reach that goal and think about, oh, what am I going to do? You will just get overwhelmed and nothing will happen. We need to pick one strategy to follow full-heartedly. And the 7th step is to think in terms of habits, because that's the long-term implementation solution. To find habits that aligns with your goal. That's how you can really make it autonomous. That's how you can create a system that makes you work towards that goal autonomous. So finding the habits that aligns with that goal, that is really a great thing to do if you want to make it waterproof. But designing a habit, that could be a little bit tricky, but it is so powerful. I really recommend you to read the book The Power of Habit, or just look on a video that explains that habit loop, how you find a cue, something that triggers your habit. That could just be an alarm going off. Okay, 7 o'clock in the evening, I'm gonna do 10 minutes of meditation. Then the actual routine is the habit. Okay, meditation. But then you need to anchor a reward, an emotional feeling to that habit. If it's a piece of dark chocolate, that actually releases feel-good hormones, so that is an emotional anchor. But you need to design a habit that have all these parts. That's how you create a habit that gets burnt into your system. You can actually lose your memory, but still be able to just do these things, because it's something that is just so deeply rooted in your system. It's a different part of your brain that handles these habits. Find habits that aligns with your goals and implement them. Ooh, so powerful. Find the next 3 actions that you can take to actually move on this goal. Maybe it is to research what kind of jogging shoes you're gonna buy. Maybe it is to Google what training centers that are nearby your home. It could be very simple, it could be very small, but just define the 3 next actions and schedule when you're gonna do it. And then we come to the super important process of having an evaluation and planning event schedule once a week, preferably on the Sunday. It is so important, because that's when you actually gonna check your pulse on how you're doing and ask yourself, how do I feel about what I'm doing here? Is it still relevant? Do I feel like I'm doing the right thing? Am I moving towards my goals? You will look through all your goals. You will ask yourself, how am I doing? First you do that, you review the week that has been, but then you also make sure to plan the next week, because if you have done something, of course you have, maybe you haven't, but if you have worked on your goals, that means you have new objectives that you should work on to keep progressing on these goals. That's why you once a week need to have these happenings where you can actually check how you're doing, but also plan how the next week will be. What future actions will you have, and when will you do the things that you need to do? That's when you're gonna use the calendar. You need to schedule. You need to open Google Calendar. You need to write in, I'm gonna do that thing at 7 o'clock, and then you will get an alarm reminding yourself. You need to have it scheduled. If it isn't scheduled, it's not gonna happen. And that's why this planning and review process is so important. Once a week you need to do this. Not only will you remind yourself of your goals, but it will also refresh the status and how you will work forward. Super important. That is what you're gonna do. Plan this weekly and evaluation happening. It has to happen. And that's the plan. That's what we're gonna do, because then we are ready to take action. Because that is the objective of the week. You make this plan for each of your goals, but then you also make sure to take one first action towards that goal, so you have the feeling of getting started, that you can feel that now I'm going, this is happening. That you are gonna do. As Tony Robbins say, never leave a goal setting process without actually taking some kind of action on it. Use that momentum. Do that. Now if you still feel a bit lost, it's a lot of things to grasp. Make sure to go down to the comments, the description section here, read my article. You can find the link there. And also on Tuesday I will have a live stream where I will be working on my goals. But if you have any questions, or if you just want to have a moment where you will sit down and do this too, join that live stream. You don't have to watch it, you can just keep it in the background, but then it's a great opportunity to sit down and do this process along with me. It is super fun. You should be excited. I mean, it's your goals, it's your future you're gonna work towards. Of course you should be excited. I'm super excited. I barely have any voice left because I'm that excited. Thank you for watching. My name is Alexander Nilsson. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't joined this channel already. See you on Tuesday. Bye guys.